wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Iraq. Of Ukraine.
Wars have been fought over oil. In a short matter of time, they will be fought over war.
Years of age. This podcast, we've been around for 21 years now.
21,000 years.
Yeah. If you go back in the past, with the time worm, then you'll understand everything about ManCon from here to there.
That's right. Everlasting.
So that's something to think about.
Right.
ManCon 21. Wow.
Here we are. Marcus from... Oh.
Yeah. No, go ahead. No, we had a thing going, but you go ahead. You
Oh, okay. Well, it just seemed like you're hesitant, so I was going to slip it in there first.
Yeah. Go ahead, Marcus. Tell him.
Okay. I'm Marcus from Left Flank Vets. You can find me on twitch.tv/Left Flank Vets, and also now YouTube content creator.
Wow.
At Left Flank Vets on YouTube.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm Lucid Fox on all the socials that matter as Lucid Fox, even the one that you're not supposed to go to on the dark web. So
Twitter, the Nazi site.
Yeah.
Or is it? Oh.
No.
Oh,
not Twitter.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Man, that's crazy. Like, speaking of that, that's did you see like the polls coming out of apropos of nothing, the polls coming out of Germany over the past week? 18 to 24 or 16 to 24 year olds plus 12% support for the AfD, which is obviously the new Nazi party. Elon Musk is just like, interesting.
Wow.
I don't understand what the problem is with AfD. I think they're not that much different from a regular right-wing party. And it's like,
what?
Man, goddamn.
what is wrong with wanting to protect culture?
Yeah.
Sure.
They believe in the protection of blood and soil. I don't understand why.
What's very important things to humankind? I will bring it to Mars.
I will bring it to Mars.
Like, I freaking can't stand that guy.
Yeah.
And this is where it's like, there's an alien in his chest, isn't there? Right?
Yeah.
Like there's a little being controlling him from the inside.
Yeah. You're talking about like from the first Men in Black movie.
Yeah.
He's one of the
like
Archelians. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's like it's in his Cybertruck chest.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's fucking.
I want to see one of those in the. I want to see one of those in a while.
I think it's the same one. I saw a good tweet about that yesterday too. It was just like, you should actually treasure the moment when you see a Cybertruck, because you've just witnessed like the stupidest fucking person that lives like in your city when you've seen one of them, Yeah. And I saw one the other day. I think it's the same one that I saw driving around a couple weeks ago. Just, man, it really doesn't do it justice when you see pictures of it. Like, you got to see it in real life. It looks abhorrent. Just the dumbest fucking vehicle you've ever seen. Just parked at a CVS. You're just like, why? It's like, for me, living in Virginia, obviously people know what rolling coal is, right? And these stupid fucking people that have the giant souped up truck. It's like one of those. It's like the only people that drive them are absolute assholes. And I
find myself getting more and more like just angry at seeing these like huge like trucks.
Yeah.
It's like the new Transformer movie, or like the new, what came out was like 2002.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're like, we got to make every truck Optimus Prime. It was so
what's
big
the biggest
for no
we can
reason.
Get these things? Yeah.
It's like, hey, Braden's hockey pads, I swear, they will fit in the trunk of a Honda Civic. I promise you. You don't need all that.
It's crazy, man. Like, and then it's just been an arms race, right? Because the discussion at that point is that you have to get bigger cars and SUVs to combat, like drive on the road with these bigger trucks and so on. Like just a ramping up of hostilities. So everything, not just trucks, but everything just keeps getting fucking bigger. And it's
honestly, it's gonna end up like one of those like cartoon race shows where it's like every car is it's just like equipped with like a different set of defensive mechanisms to protect yourself from just regular other drivers trying to get to work.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, just videotape it and start fucking copywriting it, and
Yeah. Now you're talking. Yeah. Man. Speaking of, I don't know, the dumbest people.
Yeah.
There we go. There it is. Speaking of the dumbest people, man, I actually can't stand social media over the last like 24 hours. If you're just tuning in, we are coming right off of the last delivery of the verdict from Hunter Biden's trial. Found guilty on 3 counts, facing 25 years in prison.
Oh, wow.
And up to 25 years in prison. It's not, determined, but up to. And man, it's such a clarifying moment for so many people like Brooklyn Dads and Mueller, She Wrote, and all these people within the world that quite literally just have a vested interest in just being so violently anti-Trump and having nothing else like to their personality, Well,
we're winning.
Yeah, we're winning. Okay,
it's the score is 3-34, and we're using it's golf.
Yeah.
It's golf rules.
Yeah.
Okay, so the closest is here. We're winning right now.
But
we're like Sunday Tiger.
I think. Listen, all right. Pride Month, I think we can both be comfortable in the fact that Hunter has a fucking great hog. Okay, but like past that, I have no reason to defend the guy and like his whatever. Sure, maybe he did like there was some corruption scandal, whatever happened. I don't care. I'm not vested in that thing. I don't like. So when you have to be a Democratic influencer and you have to actually pretend like you care about this, when you're like, no, hey, my guy's got less convictions. Like, why does that matter to anybody? What are you talking about? That's not.
and we very much live in one of the most like ridiculous countries to ever exist.
Yeah. Oh,
we're a clown show because like that's where it's like they like the news covered Trump trial and Hunter Biden trial almost identically, right? One lasted longer, but like hour by hour, what is happening in the courtroom? Who's there? Who's sitting with them? Who's making statements? And it like none of it matters.
Yes,
none of it
matters.
That happens to Hunter Biden matters at all, right? And I mean, like Joe can take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like literally nothing matters. Like, and so why is this a thing?
Yeah. Like, what are we doing?
The thing is though, like, it is kind of crazy too, is that like Hunter Biden did kind of kind of got fucked over on this one.
Yeah.
Like
I don't care.
The tax evasion.
This is not a regular, like, fucking, it's not a member of my community. This is a guy that's a Nepo baby. I'm sorry, but if anything, I'm jealous of, because he has just gotten to wander like jet set around the world as a fail son, do drugs in whatever hotels he's wanted to, fawn over and shower sex workers with all his ill-gotten gains. It's just like, oh, fuck you, man. You got fucked over a little bit, them's the breaks, You should have been better as a guy that comes from, intergenerational, like, power and wealth. All right?
No, I think he should change, not a thing.
Yeah.
I think he's actually one of the most perfect vessels of the failed son. Okay?
Yeah.
Because, like, he's, for one thing, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Going around jet setting, doing like fucking crack in the little
like
floaty orb and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's exactly what you would expect Fail Sons to do.
That's what I want out of my Fail Sons, you know?
Exactly. Hey, that's exactly what I want. And the thing is, too, it's like crazy, too, because, like, you know, like Kushner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, screw that guy. He is a 10 out of 10 ghoul, right? And, like, so, like, yeah, if I'm choosing, you got to choose, you know, who do you want? Like a Kush? Or you want Hunter Biden? I'm choosing Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Hunter Biden, 10 out of 10. I love it. And that's the thing. It was like, I really wish, though, that like that was the only thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everybody was like housed. There was health care.
Yeah.
The only thing people were arguing about was, you know, what color are we painting the new indoor grow house? You know, and then the secondary thing is, how many times is Hunter going to get in the crack? You know, like it'd be fantastic if that's all we had to worry about. But like, that's not the case. I don't got time to worry about any of this shit. Okay.
God,
like
man.
there's a literal housing crisis going on.
Yeah. And that's, man, God.
The amount of weather, okay, weather, right?
Yeah.
Like be concerned about the weather often.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just it. Like, we're facing down a storm season already that's like murdered multiple people in multiple different states, you know, like, and we haven't even, this is just the beginning of like tornado season, hurricane season, right? And it's just
not even technically summer yet.
And we have again, these weirdo fucking political influencers fawning over, you know, their favorite like fail son in the fight, you know, it's like, man, it sucks. I don't know what to tell you. This is the worst, though. This is a bad place that we're in.
It's
I think
a very bad place. We're in the bad place. Man. Lock him up, though.
Lock him up.
Could you imagine if they're if they Trump and Hunter Biden were cellmates?
Yeah.
Like what?
You know, I never even thought you should have been in here, right?
I'm a healthy man, Hunter. I don't touch that stuff. Okay.
Listen, I respect the quality, okay? That's not what I'm worried about. I just don't partake, okay?
I've got a clean bill of health. Some doctors say I'm the healthiest man on the planet, can't touch the stuff. Okay? You ever had a McDouble and a McFish at the same time?
Could expand your world right now, Hunter, all right? Gotta really make you think about some things.
This is my drug.
Yeah, that would be the funniest fucking sell, though. God damn. That would be amazing. Like, that would just be incredible. Please, let these two go like white-collar prison together.
You know what? I'll vote for Joe Biden if he makes it happen.
God damn, man. Yeah. I'm in.
Well, speaking of Joe Biden.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it Saturday? He came out and announced a very, very Israeli ceasefire deal.
This is Friday. Yeah, this is Friday.
It's Friday. Okay. Yeah. It's one of the most Israeli deals that has ever been dealt.
You can't get more Israeli than this. Yeah. Like they signed off on it. Yeah.
Fingerprints all over it.
Yeah.
Right?
His entire coalition government, everybody's part of this thing. All right. They love it.
Tweets who's that dipshit loser that was like the spokesperson that lost his job and then just pretends to still have this.
Oh, are you talking about what's his name? Yeah. I know you're talking about. I just
Elon Levy.
Yeah, Elon Levy. Yeah, my brain was saying Avivas Columbus, and they also suck. But no, Elon Levy. Yeah.
Well, they're shouting for the rooftops.
Elon. Yeah.
Right. They're shouting for the rooftops. Ceasefire deal. We got this great ceasefire deal. Right.
Get your ceasefire deal. Yeah. Yeah.
And Biden announces it because that's normal.
Yeah, that's right. He's the one. Yeah, absolutely.
He would be the one to announce the Israeli ceasefire deal, right? It looks surprisingly similar to a certain ceasefire deal that might have been offered a few months ago.
Well, now easy, Marcus. I listen. I don't want to say you're being a little unfair, or dare I say it's anti-Semitic. So I need you to calm down a little bit. But,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it may or may not.
It might look that way, but it's not. Okay,
it's different because this is Israel's deal.
That's right. It's a different thing. Okay,
that's right.
So
and then it was announced.
Yeah,
and then Hamas said, "Okay, let's negotiate."
Okay, yeah.
And then we need to get Hamas to agree to it.
That's their fault. It's their fault that it's not going to happen. Yeah, you got it down. Like, right. That's the thing that makes me feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like, I don't care about these like influencers or whatever, but when people like Tony Blinken are just like, hey, we just need them on board, it's like, brother, what are you talking about?
What was it?
What do you mean?
It was Dana Bash from CNN.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. I mean, like when the CNN anchor, right? We're talking about the CNN anchor is saying, "Hey, man, Hamas said they would negotiate, and every single leader in the Israeli government said, eat shit."
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like
I said nope,
and he just looks nope. We need to make sure we need to pressure Hamas.
They literally
Hamas
said,
are the only
nope,
ones.
We do not care what you think. Yeah.
He just said no.
It does not matter to us. Yeah, and we're just like, hey, I can't believe Hamas is doing this.
And, I mean, oh my god,
I can't believe they're the ones that are really sabotaging this thing right now. You know. And, it's a real shame. It'd be a lot better if they were on board. That'd be the craziest thing.
It would just be like really weird, right?
It'd be would be really weird if they just sign off on this thing already.
I don't know what to call it, right? The military raid.
Yeah.
In which case, 4 hostages survived.
Yeah.
And 275
killed almost 300 people.
Civilians. Yeah. And there's where too, it's like, I have no idea where, it was like, there's reports out that there were also hostages killed.
Yes.
In that.
Yes.
Nothing is verified, right? Nothing, it's just these, and like, I don't want to be that guy that's just like saying things.
Yeah.
But like, there has already been hostages killed. Mm-hmm. There are hostages that are likely dead that the world just has no idea about because they're buried under rubble that people can't get to.
We have no accurate counts. Haven't had them for months.
I would have to assume, because like, who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows when somewhere else in the world someone steps in? Who knows if Biden actually ever says, okay, that is the end?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, not only assume that there are hostages dead, they have to assume there are hostages who will never be found.
Yes.
Their remains are probably never ever going to be found because of the destruction that Israel has done in Gaza. And the idea that it's just like, because I mean, it's like when I listened to like the Biden, it's like live when he was announcing that the ceasefire deal.
Yeah.
And I should say too, the UN Security Council, they voted into for a resolution for like basically a similar framework. But as he's announcing the deal and he's talking about these 3 parts, it was the same thing that Hamas had proposed going into Ramadan.
It's maddening. It's actually maddening to sit down and listen and be like, well, all right, we finally have an Israeli deal. It's like, wow, I've never heard of this one before. That's crazy.
And it's just, like it's just such a disgusting, and it's so obvious that they're lying. Right. Yeah. Like, this is where it's like, dog, if you can't get one past Dana Bash. Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry. Like, everybody can see you lying.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't know. I just don't. Yeah. I don't know what to say about it any longer. It's just like, long ago when I was sitting down talking with, Aaron from Trillbillies, he called it like the inside out skin suit. Like they literally want you to believe that like you're crazy type of shit, you know? And it's like, no, like I see what you guys are. I have seen what you guys are doing though. Like you are quite you're demons, you know? You're lying about these things. Like, and you're going off of the, you know, the fact that most people are just not going to give a shit. You know, most people that sit down and watch C-SPAN every day, like watch the news, you know, and that's that's your parents' babysitter and everything. They just don't fucking care enough they're not intellectually curious enough to fucking bother with it, you know? They're just going to be like, well, okay, well, if Biden and Tony Blinken say that they wouldn't accept the ceasefire, then I guess they wouldn't accept the ceasefire.
And that's like, and this is where things become, I think, very very dangerous.
Yeah.
Where, like global order shifts in a very dynamic way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where there's only so far. You know, there's only just so far that the United States can push. Yeah. You know? And like I don't know the limit.
Yeah.
But you know, you just cannot expect, especially too when we don't have anything. It was one thing after World War II when like we had the major industrial base just because most other advanced countries had their shit rocked.
Yes.
Like we don't have we don't make anything that anybody wants.
We've outsourced all that. We don't do that anymore. All right. We only have, you know, the pressure of hegemony now. We have nothing else.
Literally, man.
You know, to assert and again, like, you know, this is where we have these discussions about like China. I think this is absolutely why we're so afraid of them. This is why people like Janet Yellen are terrified of their manufacturing ability, you know, and their ideas like the Belt and Road Initiative, because they know that this is one of the paths that we took, you know, so many decades ago. And yeah, you could talk about the fact they don't have, you know, 800 plus military bases or whatever to also enforce that. But that, you know, that only works so long as you have like the fucking soft power like threat to reinforce that, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, that's where, you know, and there's like, it's seemingly where it's just like, okay, hey, you'll be the cops. But on the toll roads, the airports, you know, or at least China's out of everything else to the world. And then, you know, eventually they're going to say defund the police, you know, hopefully. But no, this is where there's just like, and it's not possible, you know, like we already lost, you know, like there's just, and this is where too, it's like when it comes to India, like as well, you know, we should just, dear Americans, understand we are not special. Okay.
Yes.
Other human beings can do things as well, right?
Yes.
And we will lose, and not because of any type of supremacy or lack thereof, but because there's only a few 100 million of us.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, that's it. You know, like the thing that we talked about last week or the week before, something like that, where the you know, one of the premier people that works within the field of like microchips is just outright saying like they are going to surpass us, and it is not a question of, you know, like whether the United States doesn't have the prowess, doesn't have the research or anything like that. It just starts to come down to a numbers game. All right. And they beat us in that 10 times. They have more people going into fucking like research fields. They have more people getting degrees, and that will just always be the case. You can't stop that.
Like,
right?
you literally can't, because like it's just like
I'm
that's
sorry,
just,
but
yeah, I don't want to sit here and say like the wonderment of the human mind and shit, but like we are some thinking ass, motherfuckers, like the human being.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Going from just some naked, cold Neanderthal, right? But like you look at just nature. Yeah. And then you look at all that we have done. Like, he can't, we are insane, dude.
Yeah.
We're crazy.
We've really done some shit out here. Yeah.
You can't stop us. Yeah. We'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
But but that's the thing is that, like once you start, and this is what America has not lost, but there has been a portion of the United States that has destroyed it. You know what I'm saying? There's there's a group of fascist people who just want servants. Yeah. They don't want a population of smart people.
Yes.
They want a whole lower class.
Yes.
Of people who don't know any better and can't think for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that, that's why we will lose. We're only smart enough to know to get to work.
Yes.
Like we have lost so much. And even too of like a lot of the where's the direction of academia? Mm-hmm. What is like, where are they going? And it is all corporate profit.
Yes.
Most of these higher institutions, higher education.
And that's exactly it. It's like I'm sorry, but again, we've moved on from this idea of education in service of like again, our one of our most important and valuable assets as far as exports is skilled labor. And with every year that passes, we just continue to walk away from that further by not investing in education, by not investing in secondary education very specifically, by not having free college. Like we have just decided that, well, it's good enough that the people that come from rich families do it, and that'll probably float us for a while. And we see these issues that come as a result of that, especially exacerbated by the pandemic, when we had a massive surge of doctors walking away from the job forever, nurses walking away from the job forever, and we just can't refill those numbers. Okay? Like we've created over the course, of the past 40 years plus, in the advent of people like Ronald Reagan, and others that kickstarted. Even in the 70s leading up to that, people like Johnny Carter that are lending towards like neoliberalism, eventually like taking over and becoming, the modal reality. Like this has led to, a very self-interested population that does not care to, even in the individual level, invest in others, but especially like as we start getting up into the top and like government systems, not investing in the people around them to just make our country better, stronger, whatever you want to ideate on the world stage. And that, these are where like the cracks show throughout the system, right? Like these are where you see the crumbles like start to fall apart.
I cannot help but think of like what type of technological advancement could have been in place of the F-35. That's 1.6 trillion. 1.6 trillion.
Yeah.
For
we needed that.
A bunch of ass planes, you know what I'm saying? Like there is,
you don't understand
like
how much we needed that plane, all right?
Because it's this thing too is like you talk about like U.S. government appropriations and like $1.6 trillion it's a year and a half.
Yeah.
Right. That's a year and a half of U.S. government essentially.
Yeah.
But like what if because like but that's things like that. Think of everything the U.S. government spends money on, right? And that's all just into this plane. This freaking plane that barely flies.
This dumb fucking thing that we have. This show of force on the world stage. That is what it acts as, you know?
And I mean, like that, like whether it's a child tax credit, an actual like national healthcare system, you know, like a golden cat tree for Winston. And almost anything else would have been a better use of that money.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, these are the things that where other countries actually are investing in things that matter. And we have the F-35. I mean, this is where like the littoral combat ship. This is like this is like the floating F-35 that most people don't know about. But essentially, they tried to create this Navy ship that was like super cool. It barely could float, and they had to scrap the whole fucking plan. And now we have a bunch of these boats that are just like worthless.
They're nothing.
You know, they're literally nothing.
And
right?
that is just something writ large that exists across like the military. You know, it's not.
And I mean, it's
so much. We just don't do anything with.
You know, and so this is why we lose, right? This is why. As you know, if there's any national competition or whatever, and like you said, like it's a great way of putting it. Is right. We're literally like we're just running off the fumes of hegemony, right?
Yes,
like,
that's it. That's all we have left.
We've got the fumes of hegemony, and then like and basically the fear of uncertainty, right? There's you know, the world does not know what comes next, and that you know creates a hesitancy, right?
Yes.
But like when you and that's the state of the world.
That's something that even like Russia still kind of like coasts off of is that, well, what could they do? You know, like, and so that's why we have to use like proxy states. We have to fight through proxy states like Ukraine to like try to death by 1,000 cuts, just like pull them down more and more. And you've seen like utter decimation of their military numbers out of that. Now, Putin's a maniac and he'll keep like throwing people back in the military by conscription. But like that has been at least somewhat effective for the US, but it's still, you know, that hasn't even started with the United States. Like we are going to run off the fumes of hegemony for quite a bit.
And this is where, and like, if it's kind of weird, but you know, it's like, if I can assume there's some type of, you know, like the depletion of the Russian military, you know, was such an immense sacrifice of like Ukrainian people. Like, good God. But
that was all we needed to do. We just needed to burn out an entire population.
But, you know, if that, you know, and the goal is like, oh, then this will allow for NATO, you know, to expand even more.
Yeah.
You know, and like where they won't be able to invade again. You know, or something, you know, and that's where it's like, I'm like, it is such a sick game that, you know, that's just kind of being played here. But at the end of the day, this is in like, I mean, there's like supposed to be these peace processes with the Ukraine going on this summer. Like, there's not, you know, there's like, as far as like the buy-in from certain countries, I don't.
It's so,
it just makes it like, it's like, because this is where it's just like basically like, oh, we're going back to first, second, third world again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Like people are going to start to say, this is who we're with, this is who we're with. And then like, you know, and then the unaligned and like, who knows? But that, it just, I don't know if I'm projecting history onto the future or if that history rhythm is really starting to line up. But I don't know. We kind of veered off the whole ceasefire deal into this like geopolitics, but it was good.
We're just talking geopolitics overall at this point, which you know,
I mean,
one could contend are even more terrifying, honestly, where we're at this point.
Well, and then I guess to like wrap up, you know, like it's just if anyone's looking to, you know, at least us two for some type of right answer, you know, like the right answer is just cooperation instead of competition in the general sense. Yeah. You know, like the world isn't going to move. It would like, you know, just, and not to, I don't want to be dramatic, but I just think this is true. Human society is not going to be developed any farther than we've gotten without switching the modality from competition to cooperation.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So without switching that, we're done. Right. We're done.
Mm-hmm.
So
gotta work with each other,
yeah.
Some sort of a system that might like contribute to that. I don't know what it's called, but man, we could figure it out. That should be crazy.
Anarchy. Yes.
Yeah. Well, except for, listen, there is a certain class of people that do work with each other very well in this country, Marcus.
Oh yeah,
you may have forgotten, but
that is true.
There's a certain class of folks that have no problem working together just fine. That is the Supreme Court. Always has been, always will be, baby.
A beacon of light on how to bipartisanly come together to screw over almost everyone in the world.
It's crazy, man. I think Breyer was on record in the past, a couple of months talking about how there is no, good old, there is no cooperation like there used to be in the Supreme Court. Just really giving away the game. And I think there are a lot of liberals that didn't like it. They were like, RBG would never hang out with Scalia. And it's like, no, they were actually pretty fast friends.
Yeah,
they loved kicking it, actually. I don't know what to tell you. They want to imagine this is the Avengers, versus Thanos type of shit. And no. These people are all unelected officials that live off the fat of the land, are constantly, as we see year after year with the disclosure, constantly enriched by, the elite, constantly enriched, by moneyed interests from lobbying, these folks and in each other's pockets as well. They're just hey, listen.
Yeah. Well,
End
that's
of the
where
day, you got a reservation tonight at 7.
And so this is where it's the new Republic. I think is somehow hacked into Clarence Thomas's account. And they're just so it's we got a slow roll it. They took the Apple rollout for every new thing for the phones. They're say we got to spread it out. Yeah, we know everything, but we need to make sure it's a trickle. But they've done a lot of great reporting over the amount of money and gifts and trips and all these things. It's also forcing Clarence Thomas to kind of now, I have to report it to give some semblance. And that's where I think if there's any pressure from the Chief Justice, who's that guy? I can't even remember these.
Oh, you're talking about
the Chief Justice now. Yeah, that asshole.
Yeah. It'll come to me in a second.
If there is any pressure towards,
Judge John Hodgman. No, that's comedian. Keep going.
Judge Dredd. If there's any, if there's any pressure that is coming from the reporting,
John Roberts. Sorry.
Yes.
There you go. Anyways, yeah.
So that it may be just on the, hey, can you at least report it? Right. We're supposed to report it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, hello, the court has been purchased.
Yeah.
Y'all don't see, and this is where it's it's already done.
Yeah.
And this is my frustration,
over, baby.
Right? Yeah. This is my frustration. It's not that I'm not upset, right?
Yeah.
It's just I think most liberals, you're not looking at reality.
No.
Trump, he has more ownership of the Supreme Court than the people.
Yeah. Something to think about.
If that's where it's if you deny that, you're not looking at reality. And I don't think most people would. Yeah. I think most Americans would agree with it. Some will really like it. Some will really hate it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we know the Supreme Court is owned by a convicted felon. Ooh, right? But Trump owns it.
Yeah.
Trump owns it.
Yeah.
We know that most of our politicians are bought and paid for. We know this. We know it. And I mean, that's the thing. It's we got to go to work. I get it. But at the end of the day, some of these libs and I need you please understand. Please actually see what is going on.
Yeah.
Because if you're counting on these institutions to be the bedrock of society. This is how we know that things will be normal, right? You wake up, and if somebody messes with you in a way, you can, hopefully get some type of help, right? Like the idea that there are rules to society, they flow down, right?
Yeah.
Through certain institutions. And when it comes to, like, you look at our country, the election process, the court system, all of these things are in question, legitimately and illegitimately, right?
Yeah.
And so it does, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not good. This is
some people would say not ideal.
No,
yeah, I mean, but again, yeah, you're a mark if you like sit around and, all these people that have their fucking hashtag resist merch and their RB, like, notorious RBG, like if you sit around and lionize these individuals, like they do not care about you and they definitely do not care about your rights. All right. Like I don't know how to put that any clearer. They're so far removed from the human element and you didn't vote for them. They don't know who you are. They don't care. All right. To think that they are just these unbiased, like, or avatars of justice is absolute nonsense. Again, like, obviously we should be heavily criticizing people like Clarence Thomas and like any Alito, any of these people that have been just sucking up money, right? But even the liberals, like even the newest judge receiving like concert tickets for Beyonce, it's like, I'm sorry, man.
The only thing I have to say about this is like Beyonce, boring.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Hey,
come on.
I'm sorry, but if that's all it costs, like you should at least be asking for the same as like Clarence Thomas. If that's all it costs, like buy your favor, some concert tickets and some art hung up in your office.
Like,
you got to have some respect for yourself. All right. You're part of the Supreme Court now. You need to be expensive. Okay.
I mean, that's what, and like at least that's where it's like, of course. Right. And that's the type of shit that I would expect, right?
Yeah.
Them getting some free concert tickets is the thing that I would exactly expect out of some famous official, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of I feel like that's like, oh, hey, that's some shit that like, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the line, right? Like, oh, hey, I'm this important figure, so other famous people are going to give me some free stuff. Okay, whatever. The stuff going on with like Harlan Crow, right? That's where it's just like, it is so insane how much money this guy's just handing out.
Yeah.
And so
just
like,
out of the goodness of his heart, they're just good friends,
just buddies.
Doesn't have any other ulterior motives. They're just good buddies.
Yeah. Just hanging out, good old time. But no, and I think though, where is real important, okay? Because damn the money, okay? Yeah. Guess what? People, the Supreme Court, bond paid for, the billionaires and or Trump are controlling them like a puppet. Sorry, womp womp, okay? The thing that you actually need to be worried about is Sam Alito's wife is a psychopath.
And she is. Oh, absolutely. All these Supreme Court wives, apparently, man, they're losing it.
Oh my God!
Between her and Jenny Thomas, like they are certified.
It's so crazy. It's just some of the wildest white women I've ever seen. In my life.
Something about it just like gives them life. They're just like, oh, I have proximity to one of the most powerful institutions in the nation, huh?
Yeah.
Just mob wife status, like it's crazy.
And it is pretty messed up because, the audio is coming out, it is Pride Month and it is disparaging to, the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
But Alito's wife goes into this diatribe of how she just hates seeing the rainbow flag.
Amazing.
And she wants to create her own flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Red and yellow flames. And in the middle, it says vagina or some shit.
Yeah.
It's just like,
man,
what?
Awesome.
She was telling a stranger.
Yeah.
It's like this whole story. It's so
just
crazy
riffing,
to me.
just riffing, just saying it to people.
It's like, what type of conversations do you have with your friends?
Yeah.
Right? What are your deepest, darkest secrets?
Yeah, these people are maniacs, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, they're absolute maniacs. It's crazy. Yeah.
She said she thinks she dreams about flags.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
She dreams of flags. Well, listen, who doesn't have this problem? Younger generation, Marcus. And that's why, especially, hey, school's letting out. And let me play a little audio clip here, all right? School's letting out. And do I have the perfect idea for your kids this summer?
Can't wait.
Days, fun science projects, outdoor adventures. It all sounds like so much fun. Times we wish we could go back to, right? Well, today, Chick-fil-A at Sienna Crossing kicks off its annual Camp for Kids. Okay. These children will learn how to work the front counter, how to make chicken nuggets, and of course, how to say, my pleasure. Joining me this...
wow. Fantastic.
Yeah, man. Isn't
That's just like the summer camp I remember when I was a kid.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. I got this scar on my arm from the fryer at McDonald's when I was 10. One of the greatest days of my summer life.
I love Chick-fil-A summer camp, all right? It was one of the most formative experience for me, all right? My mom, she was so proud of me when she saw me standing behind that fryer. Getting a little popping out on my arm, but that's just how it goes. You got to learn, all right?
It builds character and calluses.
So, yeah. Marcus, you'll be happy to know they pay for this. It's $35 per child to go to the summer camp, and they sell out regularly.
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
And this is like the thing is that we live in absolute hell world.
Yeah. Yeah.
$35 for childcare that's a deal, right? It's a fucking deal. Are they coming home with dinner? Because totally fucking worth it.
They get a kid's meal, a t-shirt, a name tag, and a snack. I want to read this part because I think it's the most important. Ideal for kids ages 5 to 12.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know, hey. How many days can you send them?
Yeah. Well, that's the question, isn't it? It looks like they're just one day. July 22nd, July 23rd, July 24th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's it. $35 for just 3 hours. Sorry. Like that's,
yeah. I mean, it's still not bad. You need all the time you can get. But
now, if you wanted to send your kids to somewhere for a little longer, might I suggest, Marcus, something that you're not aware of yet, and I'm sorry.
Are you?
Can I tell you about Kidzania for a second? Now, Kidzania is an entire, think inside of a mall, right? An entire city made for kids that you can send them to, and they can learn to get a job. All right. They can work in the podcasting area. They can work as a firefighter. They get paid. They have their own company script inside Kidzania, of course. They're kazoos or something like that they'll give to your child that they earn when they work at different places. All right. All right. So they can, they can work at the ice cream shop. They can work at the pizza place. They can work at the ZIA. They can work at the.
What is this? Okay, what is this?
I don't listen. Hey, man, I just found out about it today. I'm just sharing it with you.
Are you riffing?
Okay, give me a second. Let me.
So I don't know what's happening anymore.
You hold up for a second. Let me just.
I need to touch Winston to make sure I'm still on this plane.
Kidzania. Give me a second. Just play.
This is Kidzania, a city just for kids, where we can work together to become doctors, Scale tall buildings on a construction site.
Action. Report the news. Be a crime scene investigator.
Create our own masterpiece.
Or you can learn how to fly a plane. Discover more than 100 activities to learn, play, and create. Kidzania, a city built for kids, run by kids.
Remember when you had a delightful childhood where you just got to throw around a frisbee or play with a water gun? No. Kids need to understand capitalism as soon as they possibly fucking can, all right? They need to be prepared for the workforce by age 9. They need to be in there. Okay.
They got kids like investigating murders or some shit. What is going on? What's happening?
Again, and I that wasn't a joke that I told you. They do have a ZIA. All right, that is a thing. That is a place that you can work out in the Kidzania.
Fucking like, listen here, Timmy. Listen here.
We've got to go destabilize a Kidzania to the south, okay?
Listen here, Timmy.
Taken over by the wrong element.
Isn't the lovely little fun world the city run by kids that you thought it was? Okay? There's an undercurrent of darkness. And it takes us at the CIA to stop it.
Yeah, that's right.
You see all these little kids going to work, going to nap time, unaware of the darkness.
Yeah, they have a whole kid flight simulator and everything, you know, like it's inspiring. And again, I can't tell you, like the ZIA thing made me walk away. I think the part that was the most hellish to me is in one of their intro videos, they talk about their kazoos or whatever, their company script that they have for children. And then when they're mentioning that, they're like, your kid earns this fake currency, but also be aware, parents, that not every activity takes this currency. And sometimes you may need to bring foreign currency into Kidzania. I was like, do you mean dollar bills?
Like your money.
Is Kidzania a sovereign state?
Like your money. Yeah.
And that's right. Yeah, like, yes, you do have to pay entrance, and then you have to pay extra so they can do certain activities depending on what the activity is. Also, there's lines so their kids can go do a job. So there's lines for certain jobs. Yeah. Not everybody can get into Harvard. Okay. So it's exciting. I like the world that we're building for the youth. You know, it really is inspiring what they may learn, you know, from our society. I can't wait for a group of children to realize the decay and rot that is Kidzania. Yeah. Take the little airplane courses and do the right thing. Okay. These kids end up starting to train a rogue element on the airlines. Yeah. That's right. There's going to be one of the ZIA that got kicked out. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to no. Place is dark. Starts leading a rebel faction, right. You know? That's right. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, yeah. Silver lining. Silver linings, Marcus? Any fun ideas that you got? I hope I live long enough to be able to see the day where I'm purchasing actual healthcare procedures from the hospital at Kidzania, because that's all I can afford. You can get like a fucking discount. Sorry, the Kidzania surgeon's the only one in my HMO, so that's all I can I can do this month. Yeah, what I'm looking forward to. Great, man. What's your? You know, I'm just listen. I'm gonna go to a concert on Friday, so I'm looking forward to that. I guess. Yeah, I go see Modest Mouse and the Pixies. That's all. Some music, you know. Yeah, I love Modest Mouse and the Pixies. Great band. Float on, you know? Yeah, no, it's two different bands. That's what I said. Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm just going to do that, man. Go listen to some music. It's going to be great. No, that's cool. That's all. That's all I really got to wash the hell of the world out of my brain for the weekend. So yeah, which I did
I'd say I was at the Hold the Red Line protest this past weekend. And then that also was like DC Pride. So after learning about Kidzania, I can only look back as there's nothing good for moving forward. But that was very, really dope. Gonna be there and do the damn thing.
Hell yeah. I like that. Next time I say next time as if we're just going to continue to allow this to go on. Obviously, Biden's going to end it soon.
I heard
so
Israel had proposed a ceasefire, so it's okay. Just waiting on Hamas here, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure, but
any day now. Well, at least there's some things to look forward to.
Yeah,
that's good.
Well,
we got the eject button here. Good. Yeah, look at that cat. There's a cat. See, got Winston. That ain't nothing.
I'm looking forward to pets and scritches.
Yeah. Now you're talking. Well, ManCon 2021 just leads into soon we'll be able to rent a car.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll bring it back next week. Provide more solid geopolitical analysis and discussion of the ways in which we're destroying the youth. Hit the likes and subscribes and share around the thing.
Yes, let's do it. Destroy the youth.
Yeah. We'll see you all next time. Bye.